Sports coverage of the National Football League finds us north of the border in the beautiful city of Toronto, Canada. Tonight we've got a great Sunday night matchup on tap as it'll be the Chicago Bears taking on the Bisons of Toronto. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has,
It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped it to 14. So here are the Bears banked up to start their initial drive. And trotting out there, their tall quarterbacks standing at 6'5".
we're not even a quarter way into the season. He's already off to a pretty nice start. NFC Offensive Player of the Week in last week's game.
Yeah, week 2, he was electric. Let's see what week 3 has in store. They begin with a run by Smith. He pushes through a would-be tackler to get about 3 yards, second down.
Tackle made at the 16-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up second and 7.
Looking to throw. Hillman. The defense rising to the challenge and setting it back on the sand.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
No, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on. How about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Inside handoff, Smith. And able to get a little more breathing room out to the 5-yard line.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Here comes the Bears punter now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he's able to get it out quickly, and this is not a bad kick here. Taken right around the 44. It'll be a 47-yard punt with a net of 40 following a 7-yard return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Throwing to start the drive. Rich. Well, we kind of thought it was a matter of when, not if, that a team might relocate to a spot outside the United States. Canada seemed like the most logical choice, and now here we are in this great city, a city that's had success in the Canadian League, but now they have an NFL touchdown! A great effort there! His second touchdown on the season. And the Bisons put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know what that tells me? They sold their game plan really well. Head coach said, listen, we're just going to stop them on 3 and out. We're going to take the ball downfield and score. But he also told them how it was going to happen. They're going to run this. We're going to stop it. Then we're going to take the ball. They won't be able to keep up with us. And they got it done.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands and and maybe the offensive move a little bit.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
The throw over the middle, taken in. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That one good for 37 yards.
It's not often that you'll find offensive and defensive guys that'll agree on much, but one place they find common ground, you've got to protect or attack the middle of the field. And no one was there. What a big play, moving it downfield.
The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Smith up the middle. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 11 more on that one and another 1st down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
They keep it with Smith on 1st down. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another 1st. Back to throw. Hillman. And this is going to be incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the 1st quarter. Already sacked him once. How to get in there and knock another one away. I think maybe that tough rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder.
Yes, indeed, that time. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
Got to give him points for the attempt, but there's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but couldn't evade all of them.
Now we've got a field goal coming up here for Chicago. From the right hash, this from 53. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because you know after the sack there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he will step out of bounds all the way down inside the 40. A big play there. 44 yards.
That's a well-thrown ball right there. This is where arm strength pays off because he's got to be able to get the ball both downfield and to the sideline. And that's one of the more difficult throws for a quarterback. And he put it right where it needed to be.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or 2. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Here's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And it was a stiff arm there that freed him enough to get the 1st before he's tackled. 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. Now a play fake here on first down. Wide open receiver complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. That gain of 15 gets them on the doorstep, first and goal. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful when you're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just say, touchdown!
A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown as his guys are able to extend their lead.
A lot of times when you take a tight end in later rounds, you're doing it with a little bit of hope, some potential. But not so with this guy. They believe he can really make an impact in the red zone, and he definitely makes good on that faith right there.
Now the try here for the point after. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. So this drive spans 7 plays. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Onto the field now come the Bears. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. He finds his man, complete. That's Harvey. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Harvey. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Off play action. Hillman. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there. And it's 2nd down. 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw again. And he will find his man on the outside. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Looking to throw. Hillman. Under pressure, and down he goes. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles, and that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance, they've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. This is taken at about the 14. It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. Toronto's offense ready to take over. Well, this offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3, because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2 both ended in the end zone.
Yeah, and right now they've just got to be careful not to lean into overconfidence because every drive has a life of its own. I like the way that they've started. The way that they're going about doing things right now, they've got a chance for that 3rd consecutive touchdown, and that would be a crushing blow to the defense.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They'll say no gain on the play there. Now it'll be third down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the gun on third down, Rich. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. A pretty sizable deficit here in the first quarter. This defense probably need to get off the field in those situations on third down.
And you and I both know in this huddle before that last third down play, that's exactly what they talked about. Let's make a play. Let's get off the field. Let's reverse the momentum. Instead, they got hit with another first down, almost back to the drawing board.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Rich over the middle, complete. That's Leonard. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Off the play fake. Rich. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And this won't be enough. Stopped a yard short after a gain of 3. 4th down. After one, a 14-3 ball game.
Bears 3.
Second quarter now, Toronto in possession of the football as they've got it with a 4th down coming up. And they'll send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. A 40-yard punt, no return, and it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory. Throwing to start the drive, Hillman. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks. He seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. The offense on 3rd down tonight, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun, Hillman, and he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Here comes the Bears punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return, and it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. On 1st and 10, Rich. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun, Rich. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. On 3rd and 10, they go flying past the marker and get nearly 40 yards.
This offense is looking very comfortable here in this first half. Very relaxed, very smooth, very efficient. No wasted motions. Things are definitely going their way, and they continue to move the ball downfield.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard that time. 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
He'll try again. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there. His second rushing touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. So 3 drives, 3 touchdowns, and they're a PAT from going up 21-3.
And there's no doubt in my mind, you're liking what you're seeing so far, aren't you?
It's unbelievable. Like a well-oiled machine, if you will.
What's really tough, though, that defense, they're leaping in shadows at this point. They don't know which way to go. They're being hit in every direction, and they have no answers thus far.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is up to 18 now. Williams now on the return. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that will bring up 3rd and 1. Looking to throw. Hillman. He'll hit Whitaker in the flat. And he'll get nothing out of that one. So that'll be no better than an incompletion. And it'll be 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Rich, and he's able to get up here to the 26. That'll give him 8 that time, and this will wind up being a 3rd and 3. Up the middle they go. Holiday, and he appears to be about 2 feet short on 3rd and 3. Leaves him with a 4th and 1.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
So they bring out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. This is brought in at the 21. That'll be a 49-yard punt, 6 yards there on the return. And the Bears take over. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex. Maybe try and fashion together a drive.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. But Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Back to throw. Hillman. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety.
Well, 2 snaps ago, I don't think anyone thought a safety was on the table, yet it happened. They've kind of run back-to-back plays breaking through the line. No amount of evading was going to save him from a sack on either play. And on the last one, he ran too deep into the end zone to set up the safety.
After the safety, remember, they also need to give up the football, and here's the free kick. Fielded at about the 28. Toronto's offense ready to take over. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Throwing on 1st down. Rich. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. Now 2nd and 3.
At the 47-yard line.
Off play action. Rich. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the 1st down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7. Operating from the gun. Rich. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 20-yard line. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Everything's going right here in this 1st half, and they've got a good lead. And part of that can be attributed to their success on 3rd downs. This is another conversion here, and they can look to really open things up now with this 1st and goal.
Operating from the gun. Rich toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. They'll motion out one of the tight ends. They'll try to run this one in. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. And his kick is right there. It's good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense. And things already were problematic for him. Then you add in the safety, followed by the field goal. Yes, all things considered, not the worst possible outcome, but they've got work to do here as they come up 1st and 10. Now they got to get to the line quickly. To throw on 2nd down. Hillman over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Can't get away, and he's taken down. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And now consider the lead. The question is, how much is good enough? Are you going for more?
It's the NFL. There's never enough, I believe, because they get reeled in all the time when you sit on the ball. I think that they will try and move the ball downfield and try and squeeze a few more points out of this first half. They'll be careful. They'll be a little bit cautious at times, but also they will attack downfield and try and get position for at least 3 points.
And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. Now a 2nd and 6.
It's now 2nd and 6.
Operating from the gun. Rich. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
Well, you don't have to be a genius to watch this game and figure out they've had plenty of success moving the football here in the first half. We've seen exhibits A, B, C, and right on down the line, haven't we?
Yeah, we just saw exhibit Z right there. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Bears are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. Well, he's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Now, look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start, what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness, it's been good for his offense for the most part. So he throws an interception there. No one likes that, but I would not rein him back in. The return on investment thus far has been pretty good. 2 touchdowns to 1 interception.
Throwing to start the drive. Hillman. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Back out comes this offense now late in this first half. And now following that turnover, they've got an opportunity here to try to cash in with good field position before intermission. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Now 2nd and 5. Looking to throw. Rich. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A well-executed 22-yard gain. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll start up at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, where it was our visitors who were able to walk away with the road victory. 13-10, the final score. From there, let's head over to Minneapolis to check on the Vikings at home at US Bank Stadium. And they couldn't get the job done as they fall to the visiting Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson, over 300 yards passing in the victory with a couple of touchdown passes as well. And finally, on Monday Night Football, we'll wrap up the weekend with a good one between the Arizona Cardinals and what equates to be a very tough opponent.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And he returns this to the 22. This offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
Now a throw here, hauled in, and he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. He continues to deliver a first down here. He had 4 catches in the first half, and this one number 5. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Off the play fake. Rich. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. Here's a handoff out of the gun. That's a good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. They pick up the first down there with a gain of 11.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful with it.
So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Second and 4 at the Bears' 42-yard line.
Back to throw. Rich. Quick hitter here. It's complete. He continues to deliver a first down here. He had 4 catches in the first half, and this one number 5.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Now a handoff up the middle. Holiday. And a really good show of force there as he gets through for 4 tough yards. From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and 6. That's some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. 12 yards there and a first down.
First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Operating from the gun. Rich. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Leonard. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. 2nd down and a yard.
At the 12-yard line.
Looking to throw. Rich. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away. Turns into a nice play.
On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And the broken tackle helps lead to a first down gain.
And that's why you spend a first-round draft pick on a running back. Not for just the fancy runs, but these dirty, gritty 3rd and 1s, 3rd and 2s. That's why you draft him.
On 1st down, Rich. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
Pretty secure lead, but what's the harm in adding another touchdown, right? At least that's what they were thinking on that snap. But if he wants to add more points, got to bring the throw down just a little bit and keep it in the end zone.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. It'll be a loss of only a couple on the sack, but now it'll bring up third down.
Third down and 12.
On third down, Rich. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. So 2 third down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a third, and now they deal with fourth down. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Yeah, he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And they will take over first and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Rich. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the third quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
Throwing to start the drive. Hillman. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end. Complete. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that will bring up second down.
Second and 5 at the 13-yard line.
Back to throw. Hillman. That is incomplete.
And here you're down in the red zone. You need to be smart, not force anything. So that's a wise decision to just get rid of the football.
From the gun on third down. Hillman. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's fourth down. Now we've got a field goal coming up here for Chicago. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And his kick is indeed good. And they knock that deficit down from 29 to 26. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And no chance to get away as they get him down at about the 17-yard line. Toronto's offense ready to take over. The last drive for this offense, Charles, you remember it ended in one play, that quick interception, but they do still have the lead as they start this drive here.
And that's something to focus on for them as well, because it's not quite no harm, no foul. But the interception, hey, shake it off, move on. Hasn't cost your team the lead, and now it's time to rebound. And the quarterback and his teammates, they can add to the lead with a good drive here.
Looking to throw on second down. Rich. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to unnerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one? Or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Staying on his feet. And that will be incomplete as well.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And that's off the right upright, and it bounces away no good. And they will remain well behind. So distance not the issue there. He had plenty of leg to get it there. It's that darn upright getting in the way.
Always gets in the way of a good time, doesn't it? Because he hit it square, too. Sometimes you can bank one in if you get it on the end of the football. No such luck there for him.
So the long field goal misses, and now the reverse. You're in a tough spot defensively. They'll start the drive at the 43. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's across the 45. It'll be second down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Looking middle, and that's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one good for 26 and a first down.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. 23 yards, the final tally.
You have to ask the question, where was the help? Because it's a little surprising to me that he'd find that much room to run this close to the end zone. He doesn't quite get there, but he sets his guys up with a 1st and goal.
It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal. A handoff as they run the counter play. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. Now, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. Now a handoff running through the middle. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
That's a really alert defense there, because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft.
And it's caught. Touchdown. From 6 yards away. And the Bisons extend their lead yet again. No surprise there. 3rd and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, he might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Taken at the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Bears offense out there set and ready to go. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
At the 23-yard line.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He finds his man complete. It's Alexander. A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. A give to Smith out of the gun. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
And they move this all the way down to the 9. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back to Toronto. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Operating from the gun, Hillman. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
Looking to throw. Hillman. This is caught. That catch good for 8, but still, it's 3rd and goal now.
Well, that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-bodied tight ends, and why not?
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. It's a 1-yard touchdown run, and the Bears are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Well, he finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 downs, stay on the field, run it, and catch it, and he gets it done.
Point after, right down the middle. And that trims the lead a bit, but still standing at 26 points. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. They're looking at a 3rd straight win here if they can hold on. 1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
Holding offense.
So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
And strong running there gets this up over the 15-yard line.
Brings up 2nd down.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down.
They need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like that's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual situation. I'd want him out. They tend to leave him in.
So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. From the gun, they'll try to run it to about the 48-yard line.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6.
3rd down and 6.
Operating from the gun. Rich. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 36. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs. Well, this one probably not the close game you would expect or hope to see in prime time, CD. But, of course, that wasn't their intent in preparing for this one. They said they felt like their offense was ready to put up some points. And, my goodness, it has been a dominant display in front of a national audience.
Yeah, they thought it, and it certainly came to fruition, didn't it? They've been dominant in so many ways in this one. If you weren't paying attention to this group before, you certainly are now after seeing this type of victory from them.
Wide open receiver complete. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. That one goes for 30 yards.
What my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2.
Offside. Defense.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Back to throw. Rich. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Rich. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great play there. With his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Bisons are closing in on a 3rd straight victory to start the campaign. So definitely a good day's work throwing the football. Very good day's work. A 4 touchdown passes. They're really pouring it on.
Yeah, and so much for going into clock mode after getting that touchdown, right? Because you would think with the lead, 4th quarter, they might actually do that. No chance. They've kept attacking and got another touchdown pass as a result.
Extra point right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Bears now ready to take over again.
But we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
To throw on second down, Hillman. His throw incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Third down and 6 yards to go.
To throw on third down, Hillman. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Well, this is getting ridiculous. 8 sacks now. That time multiple guys get to it.
Well, partner, you and I will be headed to the airport, but after this game, when it's interview time, someone's going to ask this quarterback what hurt worse, the interceptions or the sacks. His whole day, it's been rough. Barring a miraculous comeback, this offense isn't going to win this game, but he's probably going to say what hurt most is the loss.
Now on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line.
Toronto's offense ready to take over. This has really just been a lopsided affair. What a performance they put on, and now they get the football back here with a big lead in the fourth quarter. You know, in the past, we might be discussing dinner plans, talking about steak and sushi, whatever the case is, CD. This ball game is pretty much well in the books.
Yeah, we really could have started bringing up dinner a long time ago if we wanted to, partner. And I think a few of the guys out in the field already making plans for the evening.
And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for third down.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he's unable to haul it in, so it falls incomplete over the middle third of the field, and that brings up fourth.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
On 1st and 10, Hillman. He finds his man, complete. It's Alexander. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be second down.
6 brings up 2nd and 4 at the 14-yard line.
Looking to throw, Hillman. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does him in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
So free kick situation forthcoming from the 20 as they'll punt this one away. Pulled in at the 24.
Toronto's offense ready to take over. They've got a chance now to put this game away following that last defensive stop and punt.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk at the 45. The big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already. They'll keep it on the ground. Holiday. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
They'll come up 2nd and 7.
2nd and 7.
Up the middle they go. Holiday. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42.
62 yards for him on the ground now on 18 carries.
I know we're in the era of wide open football, a lot of spread formations, more space. But there's still a spot for power football. We just saw some of it right there. How about that run?
Yeah, breaking the tackle. And, you know, late in this game, he wants the football in his hands. He's had a good day. They will get 4 yards here on the first down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6.
He's brought down at the 39-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And, Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere, where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly, they show up and they show out.
So for Toronto, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the San Francisco 49ers. Meanwhile, for the Bears, they'll fall to 1-2, and they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road.